Alright guys, for you guys that don't know, this is PJ. One of the higher ups at DonnyFL, the man, the myth, the legend.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah, rarer than Bigfoot, this guy right here, man.
No, I'm everywhere.
Everywhere at once.
Alright.
What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, Afro Sniper X, back in the Heezy for Sheezy. But we're in Florida this time, y'all. Home of the Gators and DonnyFL.
DonnyFL.
Woo! So we are here in the facility. One of them. They're men of many, right?
Currently 2.
Oh, man, it's so cool, man. We just got done doing a little short tour, man, a little private tour. He's showing me some things I can't show on camera. But we wanted to do this video and just ask some questions and stuff like that so you guys could get some stuff answered. Because you guys have been doing some crazy stuff lately.
It's been a busy year.
The red panda?
Yeah.
So I first seen the red panda at AIRGUNS last year.
Yep.
And for you guys that don't know, I wouldn't say DonnyFL is a private person, but you never see him shoot guns too much. At least I haven't. I've been to quite a few competitions. I've never seen him put his finger on a trigger and send something downrange. I've usually seen him standing behind the shooter doing this move. That's always when I see him. When I'm filming, I see him like this. I'll be like, hey, Donnie. You'd be like...
He's done that.
Right. So I knew when I seen him behind this particular air gun, I knew it had to be something special. And long behold, we had the banquet at the end, guys, and they were just coming in hot on the first place list. To the point where, Utah AIRGUNS pretty much put a post out, right, saying you guys damn near took it all, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty amazing event.
That was cool.
Thane was shooting one of our pre-production red pandas last year, and he took first at Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge. He took first at Pyramid Air Cup, and then he took first at Extreme Bench Rest, something that had never been done. We went to Northeast Airgun Classic this year.
Okay.
He took second, and then we just got back from Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge this year, and he took first at RMAC this year.
Nice.
So 3 in a row. Let somebody else have a shot at the limelight, and then repeat at Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge. The only difference between last year and this year was he was shooting a production model red panda, so he went from the prototype to a production model, and we really haven't seen, sometimes there's you never quite know when you go from pre-production, all handmade parts, like you don't know how that's going to translate into production. We're seeing nothing but great results from the production models. So
that's awesome, man.
It's really, really cool. I took 7th this year at RMAC Pro Class. Second in my heat in qualifying with my production RP, which you got to see.
Yeah.
And I want to know, what did you think of it?
Dude, I thought it looked pretty badass, man. You know me, man. I want one. I'm always trying to get my hands on something new to shoot, man. I mean, I think that's part of the life of just being a gun tuber, man. Because at first I started out just doing the air guns.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I was just running through them so much that I had to kind of incorporate the firearms, even though I know it kind of frustrated some people on the channel because they're like, oh, this was an air gun channel.
Yeah.
Now you got the firearms too, but it's expensive, man. You gotta be able to open the horizon so that way you're not breaking pocket, in every freaking video.
And when you're talking about high-end air guns, it's an expensive tool to swim in, basically. It is. We're not talking about cheap stuff. And there's lots of good, inexpensive air guns, which is nice. And some of the things that companies learn in competition drive innovations that then trickle down into some of those less expensive air guns, which is also really nice.
Yeah.
I think some people wonder why should they pay attention to air gun competition. You can or you don't have to, but it's the same as in the car market.
Yeah.
There's stuff that's happening in Formula One and Indy that is trickling down into our daily drivers. That's where there's some money and some real interest in pushing the boundaries. And I think with Karma, more than anything, that's what we've done, is push the boundary of what an air gun can do. We got our first shipment of 100 air guns in, and almost immediately we're sold out. And it was amazing to hear back from some of those first customers who were like, I got my gun on Tuesday, I just got it set up, I went to my local club shoot on Saturday, I've never won it, and I won it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, okay, well that, like, it does not get better than that. And then to hear people who are like having that kind of success with something that you helped to develop is super cool.
It is. And then on the back end from it, like I don't know if you guys have heard this part too. And now I see why, not to change the topic, but I see why you were trying to stay in there, man.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
We're both sweating like pigs right now, man. So we might have to switch the scenery up. But from the back end, after you guys won the competition, some people, there was a lot of jealousy. There was people like, God dang, man, like you just won all the competitions with this gun because it got the bull barrel and it got this. And it's like, that is the whole thing of competition.
Right.
You know, you can never get comfortable with one setup.
And I am super excited to see how the industry responds, right?
Yeah.
Like we're on a good run right now. We're about at the point where we could easily be the bad guy. Like we could all of a sudden be the villain.
Oh, you definitely could.
Because that's what happens when you know, everybody loves a champion right up until about like the seventh one. And then it's like, I'm sick of hearing them win. Let's see somebody else. I would say from our standpoint, all we're trying to do is make the space better.
Yeah.
Right? We want more accurate guns. We want guns that are accessible to more people. Yes, there's a $sign cost associated with that.
But I mean,
we
that's
want
just how
more
it
people
goes.
to be able to shoot better. And then we want to see other companies say, okay, well, let's see what's your next move. I mean, there've been other things that have pushed the industry forward. This is our turn. We're pushing things forward. And I can't wait to see, you know, what's next year going to be. I mean, 240. Thane Simmons shoots a 240.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, I was shooting at the same time. I was shooting just a couple benches down from, I hit a 227, I think was my finals target. So, you know, like, wow, that's a big gap all of a sudden. But like, you look at the scores, it was like, he was 240, and then like a bunch of us were like right next to one another. 240, 250. If you don't know anything about bench rest,
that's
250
insane.
is a perfect score.
240 like, extremely perfect.
240 is, no one's ever done it before.
Yeah. Where do you guys see this company going in the next 5 years after all the major moves that you guys are making right now?
You know, when Donnie asked me if I wanted to come down from Wisconsin and work for him, I asked him that same question. Like, so where do you want to see the company go? And his answer was, I want to dominate.
I like that. That's a good response.
So we're here every day grinding out the work that it takes to be dominating in the airgun market. We're not satisfied with doing the things the way they've always been done. We're not afraid to challenge and make changes when change is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So I think our hope is that we can work successfully with our partners, and some of those partners are suppliers, and some of those partners are dealers, because we're kind of in this place where we're a manufacturer for some things and a dealer for other things. So we got to make good partnerships with all the people kind of in the neighborhood.
So you are now managing the whole sales department and stuff like that, or how does that go?
My spot is managing U.S. sales for Karma Airguns.
Sweet.
So I do tech support, phone support, emails for DonnyFL and Saber Tactical. But then when dealers are placing orders or have questions, I work with those folks. I'm also sort of the captain of the Saber Tactical shooting team. So, making sure that our sponsored and team shooters have what they need for competitions. And
heck yeah, man.
Work with guys like you who are doing YouTube content, and making sure that if there's a product that you're interested in seeing, that we can as much as possible accommodate that. honestly, that part of it alone, um, you probably have a sense of this, but we get an amazing number of really kind offers from people. A lot of them who are starting out trying to do things on YouTube,
Yeah.
who are looking for help getting their channels off the ground and products for them to be able to talk about.
It's one of the hardest things to do.
It is tough, and as somebody who's done stuff on YouTube with the Wisconsin AirGunners channel, I was there at one point too.
Yeah.
Um, I wish that we could just say yes to every offer that comes in. We just can't. There's just so many of them. And at the end of the day, we are still running a business. So, we'll get inquiries. So my job winds up going out and looking at people's channels, seeing what their content is like, whether it fits with what we're looking at as a brand, trying to see where we think they are, making guesses at like somebody's growth potential is always kind of a crapshoot.
Man, that's huge, man. And we appreciate you big time. We
Right.
really do, and everything
Thank you
you
so
and
much.
Donnie be doing, man, for the community, the organization, the company, man. You
We
guys are
just
just killing it.
we just want to see this grow. We want to see as many people as possible be able to really find out what we know, and that is
Yeah.
just how great it is to shoot air guns. I remember watching your videos when you were like shooting at mattresses in the
Yeah.
back hall, like just having a good time, just shooting at Barbie dolls and tin cans and stuff
Yep.
like that. That obviously were laying around at either your house or somebody's garage sale or something like that. It was a lot of fun to watch that stuff, and
Yard sales was my best friend.
it was the kind of stuff where you watch that and you're like, this is why air guns are so much fun,
Yeah.
because they're accessible to people, and you can do it safely, but in a place where you don't have to incur the expense of going somewhere else, having a membership someplace. And I know that's not the same for every place in the world, but more people have more access to doing this kind of shooting than really any other kind of shooting sport.
Yeah. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the origin story of Karma and DonnyFL, guys. It was pretty cool to hang out with my boy PJ. His link to his YouTube channel will be in the description, and we also have it posted on the video just in case you want to just snipe it and type it into the search box. You guys know what it is. I'm your boy Afro Sniper X, and like I always say, stay popping that air, stay shooting that lead, and stay dangerous, guys. Remember, you only live life once, so don't half-ass shit and live it to the fullest. I'll see y'all mother suckers later, and thank you for tuning in. I'm out.